Hey guys, it's Sunday night and I am on here to do a Vinyasa yoga flow for you guys that are not that are on here, or if you're watching this at a later time, feel free to join me whenever. Please ignore the laundry on my bed. And we're going to get started in a child's pose or whatever grounded position is good for you. I like a child's pose. And we're going to focus on our breathing. Focus on your breath work. Breathe in, hold it at the top, and then release. Breathe in and release out your mouth. Breathe in and release out your mouth. Breathe in and hold it at the top. And release out your mouth. Breathe in and hold it at the top, and then release out your nose, making a crashing sound with the back of your mouth. So we're going to do some cat and cows just to stretch out the backside. I know a lot of us may have had a chaotic weekend or whatever, but if you really just focus inward on what is going on in this present moment and just forget about that other stuff. I'm going to lift my right hand toward the sky, gaze follows, tuck it under, and thread the needle. And feel the lower back stretch. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to lift my left arm high, tuck it under, feel the stretch, your lower back twist. And if you're feeling back pain or whatever, I'm going to do some poses to help you with whatever back pain you have going on at this moment. And I'm just stretching out either end of my legs, stretching them out. And then I'm going to put my right arm in front and my left arm behind, and I'm going to hold this for a moment. And this is just to wake up your abs. Turn it out to the side and then back to center. And then I'm going to go behind and I'm going to grab my right foot behind, and I'm going to hold this here for a second. And I'm sure you can feel that deep stretch in the back of your hamstring while you're in this position. Just hold it. If you fall back out, get back in. And then release, and do the same with your right leg behind, your left leg out in front, and you're going to hold it. And then out to the side. Hold it here. You can feel it in the back of your thigh. And then back to the center. And then clasp your left hand behind to grab your right foot, and then release, and then child's pose. And then I'm just going to do a few more cat and cows, and then I'm going to start out in a bear pose. So I'm going to put my hands toward the ground. I'm going to lift my knees up, and I'm just going to hold this position here for a moment just to feel my abs working, to warm up my body, and just to warm everything up. And it's these little moments that help us focus on the present moment here in yoga. And then release. And then I'm going to start out in a downward dog. And I'm going to walk my hands back toward my, to a forward fold, half lift. And then I'm going to stand tall, side bend to the right, stand on your tippy toes, side bend to the left, and then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, do a mini back bend, forward fold, and then put your hands down, left hand toward the sky, bend your left knee, right hand toward the sky, gaze follows, feel that twist, and then to the other side with your left hand toward the sky, gaze follows, right leg bent. And this is what is going to open up your back and release any tension that you have in your lower back. Half lift, walk it out, do a vinyasa. And it should feel really good in your body, especially if you haven't been doing much movement today, or you've been doing too much of one movement and you just need to stretch out your body. Now from here, I'm going to go into a low lunge here. And I'm going to move back and forth here. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently this time. So I'm going to lay back here and I'm going to lift my feet toward the sky, do a shoulder stand, and then a snail pose, Karmasana. Clasp your hands around your legs and just hold it here and feel the stretch in your back. It kind of is different than regular. And then you can go back to a chair pose or the shoulder pose. And then you're just stretching out with your arms behind, with your legs overhead. And just doing a reverse blood flow. And it is helping so much with so many problems that you can have. And then you can come back forward into a little ball and roll back and forth until you feel like you can flip back to a downward dog. So that was a great way to wake up your body if you're not used to, if you haven't woken up yet. So you're going to walk your hands back, half lift, forward fold, stand tall, side bend to the right, tippy toe, side bend to the left, clasp your hands behind your back, mini back bend, forward fold, and then twist, right hand toward the sky, left hand toward the sky, walk it out to do a vinyasa, and then back to the downward dog. And then again, we're going to do those poses one last time. And we're going to do the lunge right here. We're going to sit back, do the shoulder stand, and go into snail or Karmasana, whatever your body is calling you. Put your arms straight back behind you with your legs overhead like they're holding a shoulder stand, but they're not. They're stretched out to feel the stretch in the back of your shoulders. And then lean forward into a ball, rock back and forth. And then whatever momentum you need to get back into the downward dog or the vinyasa if you're going to do it. Woo. So now I feel like our lower back should be a tad bit warmed up. So I'm going to start by lifting my right leg toward the sky, stepping it through into a crescent lunge. And then pyramid pose where you clasp your hands behind your back, lean forward over your right leg, and gaze follows at your right thigh. And then I'm going to do a reverse half moon. So I'm going to put my left hand toward the sky, my right hand up toward the sky, gaze follows. And I'm just going to feel this stretch in my twisted back. And then I'm going to cross my left leg over my right knee. And I am going to do a temple dancer. And then when I can't twist anymore, I'm going to lift my left leg toward the sky and then hold it. Padangusthasana B. In life, there is no planning that can be done for whatever obstacles or challenges come in your way. So when you just readily plan for it, the only way you can plan for it is just to plan by knowing that you can't always be prepared for whatever risks are coming. You can't always be prepared for whatever happens in life. And in order to prepare for that, you have to accept that things are going to happen that are out of your control. Back from the crescent lunge, pyramid pose over the left knee, gaze falls at the left thigh. And for these unexpected events to happen, you have to know that you can't necessarily control everything, so you can control your reaction to whatever challenges arise. So then we're back to the reverse half moon, and then temple dancer, and then you're going to grab your right foot, put it out to the side, Padangusthasana B, and then clasp it, grab it behind you, And then lean forward. The more you tilt forward, the more you can lift the back of your right leg. And then a vinyasa. And then from here, I'm going to say, let's go on your knees and do whatever inversion you can do. If you can only do a crow, if you can only do a tripod, just do whatever you can, because inversions are so amazing for your body and for your blood flow. So just get yourself up at doing it. With headstands, when you're at that perfect point, there is no pressure anywhere. It is well balanced and it feels amazing. And all the blood is running back down and reversing it with new blood when you come back down. So inversions are so great for your body. And so many people don't understand, if you don't take that risk to do something new each day or every time you're in a new environment, then you're not experiencing anything new in life and you're not challenging yourself to grow. So anyways, after that, we're going to go back into a child's pose and just sit here for a second to regain your breath. And then back to a downward dog. Lift your right leg high, step it forward, crescent lunge. I'm going to do a twist to the right, gaze follows, and then a pyramid pose, back into the other moves. Left hand down, right hand toward the sky, left leg high, gaze follows. Cross your left leg over your right. Temple dancer to the right. Padangusthasana B to the left. And grab your left foot behind you. Lean forward. And then through your vinyasa. And then on the left side. So left leg high. Step it through for crescent lunge. And then twist to the left, gaze follows. Then pyramid pose. Then reverse half moon, left hand toward the sky, right leg up toward the sky as well, gaze follows. Then cross the left leg over the right leg over the left, temple dancer. And then grab the right foot up to the side, Padangusthasana B. And then grab it behind, lean forward, and then to your vinyasa with your left leg high. Then back to downward dog. Catch your breath. And then walk your hands back and stand tall when you get a chance. Hands at heart center, Samasthi Tahini. And just breathe and catch your breath. From here, I'm going to set my right leg in front, and then I'm going to turn my left leg to the side, pivot it, and do a triangle pose. Put your hands out to the side, lean forward, feel the stretch in your side, gaze follows up to the left hand, and hold here. This is building up your strength in your side body. Make sure you aren't slouching. And then put both hands down and bend your right knee out and feel the stretch. Runner's lunge. And then we're going to put both feet back and do the same on the other side. So walk your hands back, stand tall, Hands at heart center, Samastiti Tahini. Step your left foot forward, pivot and plant your right foot. Hands out and lean forward towards your left leg and reach your right hand overhead. Gaze follows. You feel a side stretch on your right body. And breathe here. Breathe through the pose. And then a runner's lunge in between with your left foot bent. You could even go down to your forearms and feel this stretch. It's very good for loosening up your inner thigh. And then back to a vinyasa. Back to downward dog. And from here, I'm going to go into a half pigeon pose. Lift my right leg to the sky, cross it in front, and lean over it. And just slowly ease yourself into this pigeon pose. Do not force it. Just go slowly. It's a resting pose, and we are trying to slowly bring our breath back down. If this does not work in your body, you can go into on your back into a figure 4, same type of stretch, just less pressure on your knees. And gravity will do the work. Sometimes it doesn't happen all the time right away, but it's essential to remember that your body craves the stretching, craves the stretch, and wants you to work at it. It's not always going to be perfect. Every time it's going to feel different. It depends what your body's craving in that particular day, that moment of the day. Every day is different. Every moment is different. And every day is a reminder to be present and cognizant of what your body needs in that present moment. Because not every second is going to be the same as the last. Sometimes it's too much pressure, too much tightness, and you need to ease off. But if you don't try to at least attempt it, you'll never know. And that's the same with life and challenges. So if you don't ever attempt and challenge yourself with new poses, new positions, new growth potential, or surround yourself with those that are challenging you, you're not going to get very far. So you need to encourage yourself to grow instead of staying complacent, because change is always essential and necessary in life. So we're doing the half pigeon on the left side, crossing our left leg in front, leaning forward over our left leg, and bending forward. I actually would like to do I'm going to start out with like a 30-day yoga challenge. It's going to be, if you're new to yoga or you're not familiar with a lot of the poses that yoga has, it's going to do 1 or 2 poses a day, maybe 3, I'm not sure. And I'm going to introduce you to them. And at the end of the 30 days, you should be able to do a mini flow yourself with the types of poses I taught you. Or throughout the day, you can try the pose yourself on your lunch break or whenever, maybe on the weekend, to do that pose and be familiar with it and its benefits. Maybe only a few of the poses stick with you after the 30 days, but at least you'll be more aware of what is out there and how you can move your body if you don't have access to something to provide you with the knowledge. You're more familiar with what you can do. So right now I'm stretching out the back of my right thigh. Feels really good. And then I'm going to put my left leg back behind me. And then I'm going to go on my knees. I'm going to bend my knees out like this into a frog pose. And then I'm going to lean forward over the frog pose. Now, this is a really great stretch for your inner thighs. If you're sitting all day or you're like not getting much movement in your thighs. And remember, your thighs, your body, and everything carries stress and emotion. So if you are very emotion-filled and stress-filled, your body will be carrying it somewhere. There will be tension, tightness, and that stress lives in your body. Sometimes it lives in your hips, your shoulders, your upper back. Every person is different. So remember to be mindful of where your body is holding tension and to work it or accentuate and get out the emotion and the tension and process it, because so many people do not process that vulnerability that can turn to disease, many sicknesses or illnesses later on in life. So processing these emotions or these feelings or these stressful parts in our body are so important. So after you've done this for a while, I mean, you can stay in that position as well as if you want. I'm going to transition right into deer pose. So my right knee is bent in, my left knee behind, and I'm going to lift up and lean forward over my bent leg. Wherever you move your hands will determine, what kind of stretch you're going to get. It could be different depending on the day. I'm not going to hold it for that long because I feel like my thighs are already super stretched here, but you can go ahead and hold it longer. And then I'm going to do the deer pose on the other side with my left leg bent in, my right leg behind. And I'm going to lean over my left leg. And then I'm going to sit back up and I'm going to stretch my legs out in front and just do a forward fold over my legs. Now, do not pull or anything. This is just a relaxing yin pose, and it will gravity will do its thing. And then when you're ready, you can sit up, do a reverse plank, and then come back to center. And that concludes the rest of my Sunday night yoga flow. It was really quick and simple. I hope you got up, you enjoyed it, and you enjoy your weekend, your evening, and you have a great start to your week. Remember to be kind to yourself and listen to yourself and encourage yourself to grow.